They came out of the sea on slender craft with black and silver sails, beautiful and swift and fearsome with intent, ocean-born fae, dread elves of the west, Dabe. I'd used the Scarab Stone to send for aid, but I did not think the kingdom could rouse a sufficiently nearby force in time to save us. Beside we living priests, we only had 2 guardians in our tomb. These were ready for the enemy, still and waiting before the doors, their armour gleaming upon their bones. Somehow the Reavers had heard of this temple and its treasures. I had sent the most important relics into the desert with the acolytes on camels, but the temple itself remained, as well as the gold in the altar. The thought of its impending desecration almost made me weep. The Dabe leaped from their boats and formed marching columns with great efficiency, armours and weapons creating a thicket of spikes. They were tall and scornful, like all fae, and their bearing and equipment spoke of long experience on the waves. I watched on, resigned to my end, only for my fear to redouble at the sight of a stupendous beast emerging from the water, a draconic body that branched into 4 thick necks and monstrous heads. The elves quickly surrounded us as the Hydra charged forwards. The Guardians met it with upraised spears, but it dwarfed them, sending their bones to crack against the temple walls with attacks from their heads and limbs. Just as I thought all was lost, I felt a hot wind on my back, and my heart sang. Over the dunes came a light, fierce and golden, speeding through the desert. The light of Sameth struck the monster in the flank, burning a great hole in its flesh. Its 4 throats screamed and thrashed as it died. From the desert she sprang, the oracle clad in gold and white, her hair blazing the colour of fresh blood. She rode a mighty fox, swifter than the wind, the goddess incarnate set upon the enemies of Naptesh, shimmering golden blades appearing in her fists at her command, elves falling wherever she went. The Dabe regrouped, assailing her with their vicious crossbows, but when they saw the 100 warriors in black riding up on skeleton horses to support her, they knew they had lost the day, and returned with all haste to their boats, departing at once into the horizon. Only then did we see the foul dart stuck in the oracle's back, its poison spreading in thick, dark tendrils through her blood. From the records of the Temple of Cerinthus. Hello! As I'm sure you might have guessed, that was an excerpt from the Evocation of Souls novel, which is available to order today! So, I've been sent a slightly early copy to read it and have a think of what I thought, and then possibly do a review. And I'm doing a review because I really enjoyed it. And I think that if you like the Ninth Age, and especially if you like the Ninth Age background, I think you will enjoy this too. So it's up on Amazon for 99p if you've got a Kindle, or if you want to read like an ebook version, or you can order a paperback version for $7.99 as well, which is what I've done because I don't like reading on a book and phone. It's been a terrible trial, but I've really enjoyed it. So I've forced my way through and read a PDF. It's been great. I've really enjoyed it. So if you want to find out more about Naptesh and the Undying Dynasties, if you want to know more about how magic works in the world of the Ninth Age, if you like a good fantasy book filled with lots of magic, then, look no further. I highly recommend it. The Ninth Age as an entire project obviously is a passion project put together by lots of volunteers who really want to keep playing a game made for wargamers by wargamers, which is one of the taglines. It's very cliche, but that Ninth Age is quite clearly a love letter to Warhammer Fantasy and Rank and Flank games, and the Evocation of Souls, even more so, is quite clearly a love letter to the Ninth Age, and it's really great. And I recommend you go and read it and have a go. Yeah, I don't have an awful lot more to say. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to get more in depth to the story or anything. Go and read it and have a find out and let us know what you think. Thanks very much for watching. We'll catch you next time.